Oh my goodness, Bricks and Minifigs tried to get me arrested to stop this video. Chat, what's gonna happen with him? Uh-oh.
I'm about to go to court, and I don't even know what I did wrong.
Everything.
Yeah, Bricks and Minifigs is making up tons of lies about me to the police to try to get me thrown in jail so I can't release my documentary about them. But the crazy part is I'm not even allowed to know what they're saying I did. Legally, I'm not allowed to film inside court, so I formally requested the audio, but since there was no visual, I hired an animator to animate over it.
Well, that's amazing! Holy shit.
Right now, I kind of don't even know what I'm being charged for because all of the body cam footage has been redacted, and they say it's to protect the victims. However,
yeah, right.
I think there are some redactions that maybe don't make sense and that weren't to protect the victims, and there's some things.
We know that the police were being selective too from watching the other videos where they had some things that were redacted and then it turns out they weren't.
Being said about me that are redacted.
Yeah, it's not consistent.
I do have some concern in this case with the defendant representing himself. The allegations here relate to the fact that the defendant, he's a person he's a YouTuber, who creates videos, publishes them online, and has been, if this defendant were to represent himself and we were to provide body cams and discovery, we would be now providing additional information and fodder for this defendant to create videos from which he could profit by placing them on YouTube at the expense of our victim. I have serious concerns for that.
Okay, so you can just, so you just can't be a YouTuber? Like, yo, YouTubers are the most oppressed.
Yeah,
what the
state
hell?
of Utah is claiming that if they tell me what I'm being accused of, then I'll use it for content on my YouTube channel. And they can't have that.
No,
They're arguing to the judge that
that's
the best thing to do
bad.
is to not let me know what's being said about me, which is very strange, but that's their argument. And just in case you haven't been following along with this whole Lego story, this is all happening because I stepped in to help a family who got their Lego collection stolen from a company called Bricks and Minifigs. And for the last couple months, this company's been doing whatever they can to get me arrested so they can keep all the Legos for themselves. And this isn't even just me speculating. One of their own employees literally told us what their plan was.
Yeah, the queen!
And it was like, how do we get them arrested?
Dang.
The Lego queen.
But eventually, Bricks and Minifigs found out that I'm not just some random kid. I'm actually a YouTuber making a documentary on the entire scandal.
So the YouTube guy is named Reckless Ben. I don't want to be on YouTube.
Yeah, this is when things really started getting crazy. Bricks and Minifigs went into ultimate defense mode and was going to do whatever it takes to prevent this documentary from coming out. First, the police got a call saying I had heroin on me.
This was the most outrageous thing. They kept accusing him of having drugs on him.
And obviously, they found nothing. But then they got a call saying that I was the one that stole the Legos. And I got swatted by the entire police department.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And we all got arrested.
It is Kitty!
But right when I got out of jail, I got a warrant for my arrest for some mystery crime that I committed.
It seems like this guy might live in LA, or his last known address is
What if this goes to federal court? Can you imagine?
LA.
Yeah, the police showed up to my house
How's this
all the way in
legal?
Los
It's
Angeles
really not.
to arrest me without bail.
He was like, just tell him he has a warrant for his arrest.
But the police couldn't arrest me.
And you know where he actually is?
No idea.
Okay.
I was somewhere very
Mexico.
far away.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to court. The judge is looking at signing a protective order to protect Josh and all of his statements about me. If this protective order gets signed, then I'll never be able to find out what he's claiming I did.
I got bad news.
That seems so fucking dumb. How are you supposed to go to court if you don't even know what you did?
I don't think we have any more budget for animation, dude.
Oh shoot. So how do we animate this next court scene? I guess if we have to not pay the lawyers, then I guess the animation's more important, right?
Yeah, we decided maybe the lawyers are actually more important, so Yeah, we ran out of animation budget. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
The court's inclined to sign this pretrial protective order unless you have an objection to it, Mr. Schneider, and the objection to such an order.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of misunderstandings in this case, and so this person doesn't want to get exposed, so he's making up a lot of lies about me to order to
this is pretty
get me
good.
arrested before he gets exposed. So that's what this whole thing's about.
However, before I was allowed to show any of the overwhelming evidence I have to support my claims, the judge didn't care about the evidence and signed the protective order anyways.
That seems really outrageous. Kind of strange for a judge to just randomly do that. Not paid off? I don't know. I thought judges were supposed to be not biased. He didn't even hear him out.
Mr. Schneider, the court's going to sign this order and serve
You're
it
supposed to be fair and righteous and judge, just as a judge.
upon you.
So the court has made it clear they do not want to look at the
Supposed to,
evidence,
yes, you're
and they
right.
want to protect Josh and Brandon for some reason. And now I have to somehow fight a court case against all of these mystery crimes against me that I have no clue what they're even saying I did. So this whole mess is happening in American Fork, Utah. But I'm also being charged with another case in Provo, Utah. This is where corporate Bricks and Minifigs is, which is why I'm also being charged here. And this police department has surprisingly actually followed the law when it comes to discovery. And they sent me all the raw body cam footage of what I'm being charged for. Let's start at the beginning, the moment I first met the CEO. The reason I'm talking to him right now is because before exposing this company for the grand theft they committed, I thought it was in good faith to give them an opportunity to do the right thing first before I make a documentary about this.
You had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your store?
Nope.
But the CEO did not want to take the opportunity
Never
to do the right
happened.
thing
I said
and
so.
instead instantly called the cops on us.
Hi there, I'm calling to report a crime.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm going to burn the place down. Or we're going to burn the place down.
What?
Or I'll kill you. It's Ben Snyder who's been the one.
What? He didn't say
You can see in
that.
the police report that the crime he wanted to get us charged for is called extortion, which basically means we're
He
threatening
never
him into
said
paying
that.
us, which is very illegal. However, obviously he's just making all of this up. The reality is, I just thought it was a nice gesture to give him the opportunity to do the right thing first.
If you guys do have our Legos, we just kind of want them back,
But if there's one thing I've learned from this entire experience,
Lying about
it's
extortion
that
is a
whoever ends
crime,
up doing
bro.
the morally right thing just ends up getting screwed over. So now it's time to play the way Bricks and Minifigs is playing and use their own strategy against them.
What, sue them so that they don't know what you did and then they don't know what they did?
Right now, their strategy is to get me arrested before I get them arrested. So now I'm gonna Uno reverse this and get Eamon, the CEO, arrested before he gets me arrested. But if I'm going to be the reason that someone's going to jail, I should probably make sure that they definitely deserve this. So I'm going to give them one more chance to try to do the right thing first. But instead of doing the right thing and attempting to work this out, Eamon just hid in his little office.
Hiding
And
like
he
a
called the
little
police on me.
bitch.
I tell you right now, no one's coming out to talk to you guys.
Really? But they told us that they were.
I know.
Normally I wouldn't want to get someone
but I
arrested,
don't care.
but we gave him every opportunity to talk to us, so at this point he's just arresting himself. However, the only difference between my strategy and Bricks and Minifigs' strategy is I don't have to lie to the police. Eamon McNeff actually committed a crime. I have tons of crimes on camera that Eamon McNeff has committed. Let's start at the beginning with crime number 1.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
You're lying.
So who's
Brian
You a
Mansell.
bitch.
Okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
Eamon was first trying to claim that he's never even heard of Brian Mansell, and this guy definitely never had any Legos in a Bricks and Minifigs store. But once we showed him all of the social media posts, his own
No, you guys, I didn't know that it was your Legos. I don't know what you're talking about.
company made,
Deny.
it was very obvious that we just caught him in a lie. So the CEO decided to change his story, and now the story is the Legos used to be in the store, but the previous owner,
moved.
Crystal, she stole the Legos right before they took over the store.
Yeah, I think we watched with the fucking video. where she said, yeah, we don't have them either, so they fucking lied to them.
Found the Lego. Crystal sold the Lego.
Crystal,
The only problem is their security camera footage of the previous owner getting kicked out.
These are ones that he has not been paid.
Yeah, they kicked him out.
Yet.
Yeah, the coffee video.
And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
Corporate just said that they're going to be the ones to take over the consignment deal with all the Legos that are still in the store. And as extra proof that these Lego sets were still in the store, the owner went into the back and started taking pictures of everything that you can verify in the metadata with the timestamps that match the exact moment she's getting kicked out. And then you can see her leave the store with nothing in her hands, proving that the sets were still in the store and the CEO is lying to us right now. But that's only one side of the story. I also thought it was fair to hear his side. She sent a bunch of pictures of the Legos still in the back, and you can see in the security camera footage, corporate comes and throws her out.
Great. I understand what you're talking about, but you have a misunderstanding of what has occurred, and you're taking one person's word over another person's word. You need to go after the party that's responsible, and you don't want to because that's not easy. You have accepted a narrative that is not real.
It is easy. You just give the Legos back. What is this guy smoking?
And you are continuing to pursue that narrative because it's easy and it gives you views and it gives you all sorts of clout and does all sorts of things that way.
So basically what the CEO is trying to explain to me is we shouldn't be looking at the evidence. Instead, I should just be taking his word for it because he said so.
Because he's a good guy.
Was a former franchisee of Bricks and Minifigs.
Yeah.
She took Mr. Mansell's Lego, sold it,
but there's no proof of it. But there's no proof of it. You're just saying things. It doesn't hold up in court. What are we doing?
But she sold his Lego. She has his money.
To make it easier for you guys to understand the CEO's argument, we're going to demonstrate his argument with a little skit.
Oh, that wasn't a bad
Ooh, clean.
Oh, are you sure? You have a misunderstanding of what happened.
Yes, this is the exact argument the CEO is trying to make. Something we just saw in video, the CEO is saying never happened, which would mean the CEO's lying. And most people would agree that lying is morally wrong.
It's bad.
However, if you lie about a crime, the way Eamon's lying to me right now, then that's not just morally wrong anymore. That crosses into new territory called illegal. The specific crime is called obstruction. If someone commits this crime, they can get arrested.
No weighing. I'm no weighing right now.
We're at the police station, and we're going to charge them with a criminal crime, obstructing of evidence of a $200,000 theft. And good news for us, we found out last week that all of the police in Utah take obstruction very seriously.
I'm sure they do.
The police arrested my friend Sheldon for obstruction just for locking his phone.
Right now you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay, put your hands behind your back. I was just locking my phone.
You're under arrest for obstruction of evidence right now.
The crazy part is the police...
You're allowed to lock your phone.
Didn't even have a warrant, so Sheldon locking his phone was 100% legal.
Yeah.
But the police arrested him anyways because that's literally how serious the police take obstruction crimes here.
So
they do not mess around when it comes to obstruction. So now, just imagine how angry the police are gonna be when I go into the police station.
I have a feeling they're not gonna be very angry at all, Chad. I think he's saying this like as a... is it facetious? Is that the word? He's being facetious.
And tell them that someone is actually for real this time committing an obstruction crime. And this obstruction crime is on a much bigger scale. Later, the police called me saying that they were going to do a police investigation on this.
Hey, Benjamin, this is Officer Halpern from Provo Police.
Hi,
I told the detective the entire situation.
He was saying that this family's Lego sets were never even in the store, like all of this stuff, and it's all documented. I have video of all of him saying this. I think he's like falsifying evidence, and I think that's obstruction.
And now that we stole Bricks and Minifigs' strategy, I think the plan is finally gonna work.
Looks like the CEO is going down.
I mean, I submitted the videos of Eamon saying we're gonna burn down the building and shoot him.
They themselves say, hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn the place down. Or we're gonna burn the place down. Or I'll
kill you.
And then I submitted all the raw footage of the entire conversation I had with him, proving to the police that we never even said anything close to this. This raw footage verifies that everything I told the police is true, and everything Eamon told the police is a lie. On top of that, I even got access to the complete case Eamon made against me, and he doesn't have a single piece of evidence to support any of his claims. Which I guess makes sense. Like, how can you support evidence if you're just making everything up? Like, of course you can't submit anything.
So if the police have to decide what case to pursue, they're obviously going to pursue this case because it has like a ton of evidence. And then they're going to throw out Eamon's case that has no evidence at all.
I'm starting to think he's not going to get any help from the police. They're pocketed, man. They gotta be. 3 months later.
Reach is not available.
Huh?
Hello, my name is Ben Schneider. A couple months ago, I made a case, and you were the officer that was helping me create it. I submitted a bunch of evidence through a link you sent me, and this was a couple months ago, and I haven't heard anything back. And so I'm just calling to see if I could get some type of update on how the case is going. It's about the CEO, Eamon McNeff of Bricks and Minifigs, in an obstruction case. And so if you could give me a call back at your earliest convenience, that'd be awesome.
Sorry, your call cannot be completed.
Yeah, literally no matter what I tried, I could not get a hold of this police officer. So I'm traveling all the way back to Utah to go back to the Provo police station in person to see how the police investigation against Eamon is going. And I just so happened to get a hold of the police schedule and arrived at the exact time this officer was supposed to arrive. But before I could speak to this officer, one of the other police officers called into the front desk and asked to talk to me.
I'm not seeing him on duty right now.
Really? They said he was going to be here today at 3 o'clock.
There's always the chance that they might have called out sick or something.
Isn't that stalking? No, because they're a public service. It's not stalking to find out if a cop is working. It's not like they're going to their house and finding out where they live. They're going to their place of work. It's not a bad thing to do that.
Something.
Is there any way that you can like check if he's here, or?
He's definitely scheduled to be here. Like I said, they might have called out sick.
Interesting. Interesting.
Are you able to look and see how the case is going? All I really want is kind of just an update on the case.
They're all in on it. There's no way.
That's not something that I can tell you.
I feel like with how human nature works, you would have had someone like mess up or like they weren't in on it. Like, how could they all possibly be in on it at the same time?
Over the phone?
Okay.
Unless they're all
you
talking,
just tell me like
obviously.
how it's going, like if he's still looking into it, or?
No, I can't. That's not something I can do.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay,
so basically, I came all the way out here to find 0 answers, but eventually, I did find an answer. They sent it to me in the mail, and looks like I was right. The police only had time to take on one of our cases, and it was Eamon's, not mine. Yes,
Interesting.
the case that had an overwhelming amount of evidence, they thought that case was garbage, and they took on the case that has 0 evidence at all. In the police body cam footage,
they had enough budget to use that animation.
after the police watched my full conversation, proving that I didn't threaten to burn the place down or literally anything, they even admitted to Eamon that there was no credibility with his entire case against me.
We agreed that there really was no extortion code that would fit your situation. However, you know, at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys, you know, having to deal with this fool and all of his issues. We did find that there was another code that fit, and it's called aggravated commercial obstruction.
The police just told Eamon that even though there's absolutely nothing to his claim against me, if they work together, maybe they can fabricate some type of charge against me.
However, the tricky thing is that we have to prove that this individual either entered or remains unlawfully on the premise. When he came to the property, did you have to ask him more than once to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we're not leaving until we get it. And he's like, no. Like,
So Eamon's telling the police that even though they continuously told us to leave, we didn't leave. But if we go back and look at the footage of what happened, this is the reality.
So when
They
they say
left.
they're corporate, how to respond next time? I have no idea. You have to take it up with them. It's your thing with them. That doesn't involve us. Okay. As a separate business entity, you gotta take it up with them. You gotta resolve it with them.
Bro.
Okay, well, thanks so
Bro.
much, guys.
And then they just leave? Yeah. Wow, what a surprise. That's crazy.
You want to talk to them? And they're on their way out. If you want me to grab them or not?
I don't know. It kind of looks like the reality of what happened is we left too early for them. They wanted to pull us back in to keep talking to us. But we did show back up a second time. And to Ammon's credit, about halfway through the conversation, he did say that if we don't leave, he's going to call the cops on us.
You can leave. If you come back here, we will call the cops. If you don't leave right now, I will call the cops.
So you don't want to do the easy way?
And this is right after I told him we could do it either the easy way and just give us the Legos back, or we can do it the hard way, implying that we would take him to court.
So you're threatening me.
I'm not threatening. We're right. Like, we have a right to the Legos, so we're gonna get them the easy way or the hard way.
What proof of ownership have you provided to me that you own
Just
this Lego?
deny.
Give you proof if you want.
Right, provide proof.
But right after he says this, he's now asking us to provide him proof that we actually are entitled to these Legos, so we can't leave now because he just told us to stay and provide proof. And then at the very end of the conversation, he says this one more time.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave?
Okay, we'll leave, I guess.
Okay.
You're a bitch.
Thank
You're
you for working with us. And
pussy bitch.
See you later.
Pussy.
Well, we have now all just seen the video footage of what actually happened. But now let's hear how Ammon describes it to the police.
Guys, at this point, I've asked you to leave. Please leave. Well, we you have to listen to us. You have to pay us this money. No, guys, you need to leave, and you're not leaving. But I asked multiple times, they did not leave.
Looks like that might be a second-degree felony. He's facing felony charges. It is a felony?
Yes, because I went to the corporate headquarters and tried to give Ammon the easy way out of all of this.
Do they even know what a felony is?
Now trying to get me on a second-degree felony, which I don't really know how any of this would make me get a second-degree felony. Like, what the heck, police officers? But they're doing it, and the punishment for this crime is 15 years in jail.
I don't know, like however else, like some of that stuff comes through, but like the reality is like we've tried to talk with him and said we're willing to work with you.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons the police keep taking Ammon's side instead of ours, besides the whole Mormon thing, is that Ammon keeps framing the situation as he's just the helpful CEO who's trying to do the right thing and return Brian's
he's
property.
Just a little baby.
And we're the ones that are preventing him from giving it back to Brian. So, I say we rewatch the footage and see what actually happened.
We said we would be more than happy to help Mr. Mansell.
Yeah, because Brian said
he was unwilling.
We're more than happy to help,
Brian
but
said
we
he
won't
asked
give it
for
to him anyway.
the store inventory, and that because he said like he wanted to work with you, and then you guys didn't provide the store inventory.
We asked him to provide us with any documentation, and he provided us with a spreadsheet.
The audacity.
The spreadsheet is not something that anybody, you can just walk over to a McDonald's right now and say, all of your ice cream machines belong to me. Why? Because so-and-so said so.
What?
And I have a spreadsheet.
What is this analogy?
That's not proof of ownership. That's not proof of anything.
So first off, this spreadsheet Ammon's referring to wasn't just some mystery spreadsheet. It was the actual inventory the store made. But I guess Ammon's trying to claim that the previous owner stole the Legos and then lied on the inventory, and so now it basically makes this inventory invalid. He said that when corporate was taking over the store, that they actually did their own inventory, and this is the correct inventory.
We took over, we did an inventory.
And good news for me, he's willing to give me this inventory.
Oh,
he's actually
really?
always been willing to give it to me or Brian. All we've ever had to do was ask.
We will work with you to obtain any Lego that does exist.
Well, we did that, and you guys.
When?
I think like 5 or 6 times, and we've gotten 0 response back.
Literally, the first thing I did right when I heard about this entire situation was
they're so incompetent. No, it's not incompetency. It's literally just a racket.
I googled Bricks and Minifigs, clicked on their website, clicked contact us, and sent them a message. I actually got a message back from corporate saying that they would love to help, but after a few months, I kept trying to reply to this message, and they just completely ghosted me.
I think we've done like 6 over the last 4 or 5 months.
Pull it up. Find out. Tell me when.
Let's see.
Tell me when. Provide proof. We have the proof.
Like, hey,
nope, didn't happen.
It resolved. I'm just reaching back out right now.
We're just going in circles, man.
And then never.
Hit forward right now. Resend it.
Resent
What's the email?
That is a,
Why didn't
I
get
don't
it
know what
though,
email
shall
address
we?
that is. That's,
This is on your guys' website.
that says fbc.team. I said franchise at
Oh.
bricksandminifigs.com.
Well, this is just on the website, so.
Did I tell you look up something on the website and send it there?
Well,
Did I say that? Just barely.
well, that's what.
Yes or no? Did I say that?
No.
I just said send me an email to franchise at bricksandminifigs.com and we will work with that.
But you're getting mad at me because I
You have-
emailed the
no,
email on the
because
website.
You keep saying that you're like, so I understand that, but I'm telling you right now, and you're trying to argue on something that I didn't give you any information about. I'm telling you, send it to that one.
Yeah, but you're like getting upset at us that we emailed the email that was on your website.
No, I'm not upset.
I'm telling you the way to do this, and you've been probably trying to communicate with a ghost.
Well, that's your guys' fault for
mean-
putting that email on the website.
Sure.
It's your
Ben, so why are you
website.
getting mad at us because we emailed the website
Because you
for your
continue to
instructions?
harass
going in
us
circles.
for all sorts of things. I'm not getting mad at you.
Well, we're not harassing. We're just asking for.
I'm not mad at you, but I'm calling the police and telling them that you're committing a felony and harassing me. Okay, man.
Legos back. If someone stole money from you and you went and politely asked for the money back, is that you harassing them?
It seems like Ammon kept either trying to stall or switch the subject. It
No, you're
almost
going in
seems like
circles,
he doesn't
yeah.
want to actually give us this inventory. What? He keeps saying he's willing to give it to us.
You guys can send that inventory list to us?
What? I do believe so. Yes. I think we have sent that to Brian.
He says he said that's all he wants is the inventory list, and he'll stop like bugging you guys.
Well, then, Mr. Mansell and you, and if you want to be included on the emails with Mr. Mansell, that's totally fine. You guys can email us, and we can go.
But you
back
guys
and
will
forth.
give him the inventory list because he said he's been asking for it for over a year now.
We can show the inventory list that was obtained when the store was originally taken over from Crystal Law, and we can work through that process and try and identify what was or wasn't there, and also try and identify how to proceed from there.
Yeah, I think Brian gets upset because he says they always say that they'll send me the list, kind of like how you're saying, oh, we can send it easily, but then when it comes down to it, you'll never actually send it. So maybe if you actually go ahead and send it, it would make him feel better.
Well, I understand what you're trying to get at. We're more than willing to work with you and help you.
We're so
That's what I'm saying.
understanding,
Email
guys.
that
We're
email
the
address
good guys.
550,
Trust.
And that will produce results.
Anyways, I sent an email to the email he told me about, not the one on their website. That's a bad email.
Yeah, the official business.
Don't ever email that one or the CEO is going to be pissed. But according to Ammon, now that I've sent this email, I should be receiving the inventory list very soon. So, I waited all day.
I waited, and I waited.
And I got no answer.
That's crazy.
So, the next
It's
day,
almost
I
like they're
sent them another
gaslighting
email.
you.
I patiently waited again for about a week. And finally...
This is December, by the way. Oh!
This is the response. Mr. Schneider,
Hello, Mr.
BAM
Schneider.
Franchising Incorporation will not participate in any form of communication that appears designed for public provocation,
would've thought?
harassment, or manipulation of facts for the purpose of media content. Attempts to obtain privileged or confidential information through misrepresentation or the creation of fraudulent documents. Just for me asking for this inventory list to
Yes.
prove their innocence, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to be like, hey, if you're innocent, I want to prove that you're innocent with this inventory list. But now, by me trying to do that, that's criminal behavior on my part.
And considered harassment. And we reserve all rights to refer such behavior to appropriate legal authorities.
So they're basically threatening him again. Shut up, or we're gonna sue you again.
The cops.
So don't ask for our inventory list, or else we're gonna call the cops.
Yes, Bricks and Minifigs has officially banned me from ever asking for this inventory list again. And I'm not the only one who's banned from asking for this list.
He promised us a full inventory right away. We've
Yeah.
never received it.
Yep.
Yeah, and every time it's
That's
been
Crystal and her husband.
just absolutely nothing. So we've never gotten anything. We've never gotten an inventory list.
Yeah, the previous owner who got her entire store stolen from her by corporate, I mean, she's legally required to get sent an inventory list, and even she, 2 years later, has not gotten it yet.
It would have resolved everything because they would have had to identify everything in the store, and it would have identified all of Brian's stuff, and they never provided it, so we couldn't then demand the third.
I don't know. Maybe they had like an insider that knew that they could just get away with this shit. How old is this case? If I had to take a guess, I think it's like 1.5 years old. or 2 years.
Party evaluation.
This has been going on
And
for a
it's now,
long time.
What, a year and a half later?
Who knows what.
Still no inventory.
Yeah. Of
Dang.
course. Naturally.
Would have solved a lot of problems a year and a half ago to go, here's the inventory.
And even Brian still hasn't received this inventory list yet.
I've never received an inventory list. I've never received a record of sales because they can't provide it. They opened the store up almost right away and started selling it.
And the worst part about all of this is it seems like the CEO is pretty much just trying to rub all of this in everyone's face. When I turned on the news, I saw this.
No, the cam is old. I remember a couple of videos ago when we watched it, it wasn't 3 years. He started, I think, in 2025 or 2024.
Now, as far as offering Brian the inventory, have you gone through the store, figured out what was part of his collection, taken inventory, and shown him that inventory to offer that?
We've tried to share those with Mr. Mansell in hopes that he can see, like that we were not attempting in any way, shape, or form to withhold anything. Those then were offered to him, and the initial offer was rejected.
So now on public television, Ammon, the CEO, is telling the world that he tried to give us this inventory, but we're the ones that didn't want it.
We do want to help him recover as much of the collection. Our number one priority right now is to ensure that he gets made whole. We know that we have a responsibility to work with him to make.
Why would you try and tell the public that they... Oh my god. You got to be so fucking stupid. Everyone's fucking in on it. How do you get away with this shit? I'm in the wrong business, bro.
So you've offered Brian the inventory of sets that was in the store.
And they just didn't take it, bro.
Yeah, whatever was left over, we've offered that on multiple occasions. So we've tried to make multiple offers, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to the table so we can discuss it.
And this is pretty much Ammon's game plan now. Go on as many news stations as you can and lie.
Yeah.
The entire time we were saying, hey, we want to help, we want to help.
The main narrative now seems to be Bricks and Minifigs has always been trying to give Brian his Legos back, but Brian just never wanted them back.
Would you be willing to just take this? And the answer was no. It was attempted to be given to the family, and it was refused. They made the offer and said, hey, you can have all this. And that offer was not accepted at the time.
Well, you also have to take into account, even if it's half fibbing and saying, oh, well, you know what, you want some of this? Maybe they were offering like a quarter of what they actually had.
Well, that's Ammon's side of the story, but I say let's take a look at what actually happened.
Read from the bottom up. That is our correspondence with Bricks and Minifigs, trying to work with them in getting the sets back.
So right when this happened, Brian hired an attorney to reach out to Bricks and Minifigs. They sent an email saying, how should we proceed to retake the possession of the sets/minifigures? And they actually emailed back saying they were willing to help. And then after this, they just never respond.
Crickets.
So Brian's attorney sent them another email, just following up on this, when can we pick up the sets? And they still didn't respond.
What a surprise.
So the attorneys emailed back saying, it's now been 16 days. How can we get these Legos back? And finally, they received a response. It says, Brandon Best and Joshua Johnson have no legal obligation to return any of the Lego product that exists in their store to you. What? So, yeah, basically they're saying that they're the ones that are not able to work with you, is what it seems like.
Exactly.
They finished this email saying, we consider this matter closed and will not be returning any Lego products to you. So as you can see, that's the reality of what actually happened. But then Ammon goes on Fox News and says this.
So they actually did have an attorney send information to us. We said, great, appreciate this. Let's see what we can do to work this out. Yeah. And then we never heard back.
So why is Ammon going on like Fox News then and saying, we wanted to give Brian his stuff back. He's the one that didn't want his stuff back. He didn't want any of his things.
That's my point. I don't know. He's lying.
I truly do believe in integrity. Truly, I believe in the sentiment of integrity, and I believe everyone should have integrity.
Me when I get caught with my pants down and I'm shitting on the floor. Me trying to keep a straight face.
But anyways, another thing the CEO seems to be pretty upset about is that when Brian kept demanding his stuff back and couldn't get it back, eventually he had enough. And he was like, I'm going to make a Facebook post about this. And in his Facebook post, he called Bricks and Minifigs thieves and liars. And this Facebook post, like, really pissed off Ammon. And then Bricks and Minifigs is literally suing Brian now for millions of dollars, all because of this. I mean, back when I was talking to him at corporate headquarters, he made it very clear that what they did is technically not actually considered theft.
There is no theft. Do you understand the legal definition of theft? Legally have to be...
When you take things that don't belong to you and then you lie about it, it's technically not theft. Oh, I should do that next time I go to the store and I steal something. I'll be like, nope, didn't happen, sorry. I can't do nothing about it. I didn't steal. Oh, you saw me do it? No, that's not true. That's not true. No.
The definition of
No.
that the property was stolen or otherwise not belonging to that person.
And on my phone,
That was not known until Mr. Mansell came in days later and said, I have some of these things that need to be...
And that's another lie again, because...
It is not another lie.
No,
I showed
not.
Am in the security camera footage where corporate acknowledges that they are now going to be responsible for these Lego Star Wars sets.
These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
That's a business thing and not necessarily yours. He's taking on the business, he takes on all that kind of side that liability.
And after showing him this footage to try to bring the conversation back to reality, this was his response.
Now extortion?
Because we caught you guys?
No, because you are attempting to extort us, so...
Oh.
That's what you're doing. What you are doing right now is illegal. It's an extortion.
So catching you guys in illegal activity, that's illegal on me.
Yeah.
We have done...
See, I agree too. I agree. Nope, it's not illegal on us. Thank you for...
nothing illegal. And you are doing something illegal right now.
I don't think that's illegal. I think us catching you guys for doing the illegal thing doesn't make that what we're doing is illegal. That means what you guys are doing is illegal.
Yeah. I'm calling my manager. You're being mean to me.
Okay, you've been asked to leave. Please leave.
We have to leave? Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for working with us. And
after just going around in circles for probably 30 to 40 minutes and just, having like kind of less than genuine questions or less than genuine responses being given to me, I was exasperated by the end of it. And that's, like when people get tired and exasperated, that's when we finally got the footage that we can use to make him look like a completely unreasonable monster, but that's what they do is people whose goal is to do those types of things, they just harass and go after people as long and hard as they can until somebody breaks and says something that then they can, use that one clip to be like, oh, look at this horrible monster of a person.
So basically, he's trying to say if you get harassed enough and you crack, that's not them telling the truth, that's them getting harassed. Yeah, when you get caught in a lie after people get interrogated, say you steal something from a chocolate bowl and your parents confront you and you lie and you lie and you lie. But then when you finally are like, oh, maybe I did actually steal the chocolate, then that's different, Chad. That's different, Chad. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
So that's what I feel like is kind of really happening.
Yeah, they
here.
cornered
Hammond's
him.
claiming that I just
evil
harassed him
guy.
for 30 minutes, and finally he got fed up with us, which that was the one clip at the end that I used in my documentary. So I say let's go to the very beginning of the footage, my first interaction with them, and see what actually happened.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No, you're not.
Yeah, literally from the very first sentence we ever exchanged with each other, Ammon's goal was just to lie to us. But anyways, I'm now starting to think that the only reason Ammon wanted us to email him about the inventory list wasn't actually give us the inventory list, but actually it was a trap. Yeah, Ammon only wanted me to email him so he can find out my email and subpoena Google and find out all of my private information. You think I'm lying, but they actually did this. They subpoenaed Google asking for all private information tied to this email address. And Google sent them hundreds of hours of all the raw footage from everything I've filmed in the Lego video so far, all my emails, all my search history.
You can just fucking do that? I thought you had to go to court to get that.
All the metadata that shows everywhere I've been. But anyways, this was the reaction.
So because if you big corpo, yes, but it's How does a corpo just do this? Dude, this is so fucking evil. So if you get doxxed, people can just ask you if for like a subpoena if you're like, they can accuse you of a crime?
To the police officer after she watched my entire first episode.
I'm really curious to see like if this fool even makes any money doing this YouTube stuff. I'm like, if it's enough for him to travel.
Yo, this bitch is crazy. I wonder if this guy's is making enough money.
To another state just to go get some footage. It doesn't even sound like his like secret information doesn't even seem credible from my understanding.
No, so it sounds
Why are you? This is a cop. Why are you taking like a stance on this? This is insanity.
You were able to watch the video.
I think by secret information, the police officer is referring to the security camera footage that proves that everything Bricks and Minifigs is saying is a lie. My first question is, how could this not be credible? It's literally just video evidence of what happened that night. But at least now I can see why the police aren't listening to me. They're basically just saying that all of the evidence I submit to them is not credible and therefore case closed. Ben's wrong and we're right because we said that the evidence is uncredible. At this point, Bricks and Minifigs is working with the police to just come up with whatever story they can to make any evidence I give them seem as uncredible as possible.
In all of his actions to just generate clicks and likes to get, like social media clout without putting in work and just doing the crummy stuff.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Like
Interesting.
No. Well, and
his MO really seems to follow somebody who's like a paper tiger, right? Like
I'm just so fucking mind blown by this conversation this cop is having.
Like behind, or like a keyboard warrior. They'll make threats.
And this is the craziest part of the video to me. Ammon's claiming that I'm a keyboard warrior. And a keyboard warrior is basically just someone who talks a lot of smack online, but then when it actually comes down to it, they won't do anything in person. Which, I mean, if we look back at the footage, I accomplished almost everything I set out to do. I didn't get scared of anything. If someone in this story is a keyboard warrior, I don't think it's me. I think it's Bricks and Minifigs. I mean, let's double check by looking at the footage.
Dickheads.
Ammon claims with his words that he can give us the inventory list.
We can show the inventory list.
But when it actually comes down to it, he's terrified to give it to anyone. Bricks and Minifigs this entire time has also just been begging me to sue them.
If you think it's illegal, why don't you sue me?
Why did you sue me, bro?
So when I finally go out and actually sue them, they close down their store. And now Bricks and Minifigs is going to absolute extreme lengths to hide from this lawsuit.
Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just...
No, I'm not accepting service from her. Okay. Absolutely not.
I mean, Bricks and Minifigs is showing all of the signs of a keyboard warrior, but for some reason they think that I'm the keyboard warrior. At this point, it almost seems like everything Bricks and Minifigs is doing, for some reason they think that I'm the one that's the one doing it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you guys. Hopefully no more issues. There's so many other things that this guy could like be talking about, right?
100%. But sometimes, like it's a sunk cost fallacy. They just think, I put so much time and effort into this. I gotta make sure something happens. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, Ammon just completely proves my point. Obviously, I'm not suffering from the sunk cost fallacy at all. Ammon's the one suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. I mean, they literally already admitted to me that they've held onto the Legos for so long, it's not worth it for them to give it back to us anymore.
I'm not going to distribute those things at this point. We've kept them on hold for this long, so...
Let's see what else Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Well, they're suing me for defamation. But this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs is actually the ones defaming me.
They themselves say,
Well, he went on a bunch of shows or like public television to try and defend himself. This guy made 1 or 2 videos at this point.
hey, you guys stole this product from this person. If you don't give it back, I'm gonna burn the place down.
Let's go to the next thing Bricks and Minifigs is accusing me of. Extortion. When they're the ones actually extorting me by saying if I don't let them steal the Legos from us, they're gonna make up a reason to throw me in jail.
Man, you stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
Yeah, you're a fucking thief.
Dang.
Hey?
Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Bricks and Minifigs is also getting me for RICO charges.
They're charging Reckless Ben for RICO. I think it is more likely that...
What's RICO again? I forget. There's so many fucking terms at this point. What is Rico? Oh, Rico is the racketeering. Yeah, like when you're mafioing, like basically pushing them out through just like threats and using your power that you have over someone else because they're the smaller ones. Yeah, like racketeering. The YouTuber mafia? No, it's not even that. They're doing the reverse.
The police are guilty
YouTuber.
of Rico, right?
And if you look at the CEO's previous businesses, he actually got sued for Rico. He's the one guilty of Rico, not me. They're also accusing me of sending a sniper to shoot out the windows of the McNeff house.
If you guys want to come to, you can see the window and see where they were shooting from. It could be a sniper blade on the hill.
When the police got there, they realized it was actually a construction worker who accidentally shattered the window.
It seems more likely that it happened from construction work than it happened from some random people across the way.
But even after all this, they still go online and say it was me.
He's trying to get Ben Schneider for like attempted murder. He's basically trying to set Ben Schneider up for attempted murder when meanwhile it was a mail from his own construction worker.
So what's the moral of the story here? It looks like everything bad Bricks and Minifigs is doing, they think that I'm the one that's doing the bad thing. It makes no sense.
How do you get away with this shit, man?
So, just to let you know, we call it a double blind. The person who committed the crime may or may not be in the lineup or depicted. So I will give this to you. You'll have as much time as you need to choose someone or to not choose anyone. Whenever you're able to feel that you have ID'd somebody, I just ask that you circle it and then initial next to it.
And then, like that?
Perfect.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Cool.
Really, this was like the final step that I needed. This is legit. We've been able to verify who he is.
That's perjury? Yeah, they're just fucking
So the police
lying.
put on this big performance to make it look like they're going to all this work to verify.
I want the cops to face punishments. They have to. They're supposed to be just like people that help people find justice. There's clearly a bias. You need to take this to federal court of some sort.
The facts.
Yeah, big gay club
When in
run on
reality,
it.
they already know who I am. They already subpoenaed Google. They already watched my entire first Lego video. They already went through all my search history. To me, this just feels like a staged performance so they can show the world, hey, look, we verified everything, when if they would have just put an equal amount of effort into watching the raw footage I submitted to them, they would have found out that Ammon's just completely lying to them. But for some reason, they didn't. A few weeks later, when I ended up going to court, this was the state's response.
My name is Nick Mielstein. I'm the prosecutor. Is Benjamin Schneider here?
Yes.
If you want to take care of that today, we can do what we call a plea in abeyance.
Were you able to see the footage I submitted to the police of our interaction?
I have not watched it, no.
Okay, because in that footage, you can clearly see that the second he tells us to leave, we say, okay, we'll leave. And then he calls the police and said that we threatened to burn down the building and shoot everyone inside. And he was just making up all these lies, which you can clearly...
Can't you countersue them in court for saying that you were gonna do terroristic acts to threaten them? I'm so lost.
See in the footage that we...
I mean, I guess because he's representing himself and it doesn't have a lawyer, maybe, but like...
Admitted, we were being respectful the whole time. We left the second he told us to.
Sorry, let me look.
And so it makes sense why the police would take me to court, because, I mean, he's threatening that we're going to burn down the building and shoot everyone, but we did nothing. Like, he's just saying that because he's trying to... I'm a documentary maker, so I'm making a documentary on the thing. So his logic is if he throws me in jail, then if he makes up a reason for me to go to jail, then I won't be able to expose them for their crimes. So that's the what's going on. It's clear as day in the footage if you watch it. It seems like they're just making up a bunch of false information in order to silence criticism.
So did you submit that to the police officer?
Yes.
Is the footage going such that it's still going like when you step out the door?
It starts from when we're in the elevator before we talk to him to when we were back in the elevator going back down.
Obviously, a video doesn't necessarily show everything that possibly happened.
So according to the state of Utah, the raw video that shows everything that possibly could have happened is not credible and cannot have...
Then what is good enough? The fucking censored police footage?
Shown everything that possibly could have happened, and they didn't even watch it. They're literally just taking Ammon's word for everything and completely ignoring all the evidence. So where does this leave me now? Not only am I being charged with a bunch of mystery crimes in American Fork, Utah, but I'm also being charged with a second-degree felony up to 15 years in jail in Provo, Utah. And now that they have written proof that I'm committing all of these insane crimes against them, I mean, obviously Bricks and Minifigs just made up everything, but that's not how the court sees it. The court thinks that these are real. And for whatever reason, the court wouldn't let me share my side. They only heard Bricks and Minifigs' side.
That's so one-sided. How is this allowed?
Was not heard. The court signed an order erasing his published work on the strength of the company's verified complaint and the company's motion with no one there to say a word against it.
Yeah, the judge granted a temporary restraining order,
which is why he couldn't do the video.
From even talking about Bricks and Minifigs, which sucks because this was the night I hit 1 million subscribers, and all my friends threw a giant surprise party for me.
Aww, cute.
Yeah,
brick by brick,
Bricks and
brick by
Minifigs gets to just keep spreading their lies about me, and I just have to sit in silence, and there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's crazy to think about how much public support I was getting.
$200,000 Lego dispute. That's turning into one of the craziest legal
Stealing
cases
Lego is bad.
That is just exploding.
A $200,000 Lego collection. This $200,000 Lego scandal is literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I think this might be the best video that I've seen. This is one of the crazier stories I think I've ever
They gotta go federal.
Run by Mormons.
Legos.
Reckless Ben.
Reckless Ben.
It really seemed like the entire internet was uniting to stand up to this bully of a company.
Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Brick by brick.
It really did seem like we were right about to get the Legos back. But I was wrong. Now the court has silenced me.
Aww.
And it looks like all the work I put into this was just for nothing.
Or was it?
However, people were pretty upset that I was silenced and decided to protest.
Brick by brick.
It sucks that I'm not even allowed to be a part of this movement anymore.
Brick by brick. Brick by brick.
Or maybe I can be here. I just have to be in disguise so no one recognizes me.
Can they tell just by his gait? That's the word you use for how someone walks and behaves themselves in public. Yeah, his aura. Yeah. His gait.
No.
It's true. No.
All right, I'm here
okay.
with, what was your name? I'm Jerome. Just here to support the cause.
Justice for heroin
Here with Jerome.
I spent the rest of the day protesting for the cause, and not a single person here recognized who I actually am. And maybe
Dude,
the protesting worked because after a full month of remaining silent, I finally have an announcement.
Well, it looks like I don't need this disguise anymore because I have my freedom of speech back, baby. I can say whatever I want. I can say Bricks and Minifigs sucks. I can say Bricks and Minifigs social old people. And look, I just said it. I'm not in jail, which is sick. We got our First Amendment rights back. Yeah.
And now that I have my freedom of speech back, everyone is wondering how Bricks and Minifigs can make up for the fact that they made up all these lies about me to take away my freedom of speech.
Man.
Most legal experts are saying I could easily win millions of dollars from Bricks and Minifigs, but instead, I have a better solution.
To humiliate them and shit all over them.
If they want to apologize, they can say that they're sorry by doing the chicken dance. And I will take that as a sincere form of apology. And once they do the chicken dance, then I will know that Bricks and Minifigs is sorry, and we can finally move on to the next video series, and it'll be awesome. So you guys might be thinking, why do you want them to do the chicken dance? And there's actually a reason. So this entire time, Bricks and Minifigs always says the right thing, but then their actions don't match their words at all. So I was thinking, well, if they get given an apology, they might say the right things, you know, but they're not actually going to mean it. So by doing the chicken dance, I'm going to basically just be giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, not just with their words, but with their actions.
Nice shirt.
And once they decide to do the right thing,
well, Bricks and Minifigs.
I'll move on to the next video series and never talk about Bricks and Minifigs again.
Good!
And also make sure to check us out at www.
And by the way, jokes aside, his other stuff is actually really fun too.
WeStealFromOldPeople.com, because right now we have 2 new Lego sets for sale that you can buy right now. one of Joshua Johnson, and one of Anna
I'm
McNess.
a liar! With the mustache. And he has no eyebrows!
And we're only making 500 of each, and once all 500 of each sell out, we're never making any more. And you gotta buy them now, because someday they're gonna sell for like $1 million or something. They're gonna be collectibles. It's gonna be sick. Also, subscribe to Patreon. You'll get tons of behind the scenes, tons of extra footage, full interviews. Also, part 4 is coming soon. If you subscribe to Patreon, you'll be the first to watch it. And also, subscribe to part 5, subscribe to part 6, part 7, all the way to part 100. We're doing 100 parts. My lawyer said if Bricks and Minifigs sues me, which they've still not dropped their lawsuit, then it'll be at least 2 years and 52 weeks a year. That's 104 parts at least. So
that's insane. No. He's gonna farm this infinitely until it stops.
we'll come back all the way till 100.
All the way to what? All the way to what? All the way to what? Oh my god, dude. This is gonna be a saga of the ages, chat. I swear to god. It's gonna be a fucking saga. Go check out Brick by Brick. Go give him a like. Go give him a sub. Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. I don't know, man. Like, I just... Like, I know corrupt judges exist and corrupt cops. I get it, because people are corrupt in general, but... How could it be an entire section? It's like, it's not even all in one city. How did they have so much fucking power over him? That level's unsettling? Yeah! Money moves people. They can't be having that much money. Money, probably, I guess. Mormon Brotherhood? I don't know. I'm so lost. How does this happen? You'd be surprised. It's just so bad, dude. Doesn't have proper legal representation? I don't know, man. I think he's kind of dragging it out to farm, and it's funny. Why do people care about this Lego drama? Because it's insane. It's one of the fucking stupidest, funniest things to be dying over a hill on for $200,000 worth of Lego money when you could just give it back. It's funny, like, why are they so adamant about not giving back some fucking plastic? They're acting like it's the Mona Lisa, like they just won't give it back. They just like, nope, you're lying, you're a liar, la 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 la. Yeah, it's like on principle you have to be like, just laughing at that shit. Kentucky Bliss video next? No. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, to be honest. I need a tinkle. That was a great video, though. Stupid Moni Lisa. Yeah, literal non-issue, and they're willing to burn it all down. They're lying. They're acting like a mafia. They're just being nasty. They're being horrible. They're defaming this guy. And saying, it's the big bad YouTube guy. He makes a lot of money. Shut up. Is it another chapter? We just finished, bro. You missed it. In case you couldn't tell, it's over. You gotta go watch it in the VOD.